Nigel Mansell is one of the greatest British drivers ever to race in Formula 1. From passing out while pushing his Lotus to the finish line to ending his Formula 1 career with Williams as a champion, he has ensured that he will always be remembered as one of Formula 1's all-time greats. But after capturing his first and only F1 championship in 1992, Mansell wanted a new challenge, deciding to leave F1 competition entirely for the world of Indycars. After Michael Andretti left Newman Haas Racing to go drive for McLaren in Formula 1, they had a seat available. And just like that, entering 1993, Nigel Mansell went from a Formula 1 champion to an IndyCar rookie. And in the first race of the season at Surfer's Paradise, he proved his worth. He went on to capture the pole for his IndyCar debut, but not having a lot of experience with rolling starts, he would fall back to third. But as the race went on, he was able to regain his composure, later passing Fittipaldi for the lead, and went on to win in his IndyCar debut.
Watching for Nigel Mansell, looking for Jim Squintal's checkered flag, and it will be a history-making event too, as here he comes. Nigel Mansell has scored the victory in the Kmart Haviland Lola. Mansell became the first IndyCar driver to win from the pole in his first race. His car ran out of fuel a few hundred yards past the finish line. He worked the car to its fullest and achieved the ultimate reward. Mansell conquered IndyCar's finest with his first attempt, and the world was wondering if he would ever lose on a road course.
Just one race in, and Mansell was instantly a championship favorite. But those hopes could have instantly dwindled away after suffering a back injury in a practice Phoenix crash. Not only did he leave a hole in the wall, but he had to leave the track as he was not permitted to race. So his second start of the 1993 season would have to take place at Long Beach. He scored his second career pole and led 24 laps, while roughing up Al Unser Jr. in the process. A third place finish and a points lead after missing a race was the result. His third race of the season would be the biggest race on the planet, the famous Indianapolis 500.
Nigel's day was not without its rookie mistakes. Mansell overshot his pit, costing him valuable time. Mansell also showed the skill of a veteran. When Roberto Guerrero and Jeff Andretti collided, Mansell quickly moved inside to avoid being collected in the aftermath. When the track went green again, Mansell darted around Emerson Fittipaldi and Mario Andretti to take the lead.
A late race caution brought the field back together, and unfortunately, on one of the final rolling starts, Mansell couldn't get off in time and ended up losing the Indy 500 to Emerson Fittipaldi. The Indy podium prepared him for his next oval start at Milwaukee.
Nigel Mansell taking a look down inside of turn number 3, and Mansell can sense that checkered flag ahead. Bossell tries to close in. He can't get the job done, and Nigel Mansell picks up the win. Nigel Mansell's first win on an oval, and he continues his point lead.
After scoring his first win on an oval, the following race at Detroit didn't go so well. Contact with the wall forced Mansell to retire. The following race at Portland saw yet another mistake, overshooting a corner, battling for the lead with Emerson Fittipaldi. Team Penske's championship hopes shot up a ton after this race. The two would end up having another epic battle at the Cleveland airport. But once we got to Toronto, Mansell experienced his worst race weekend of the season.
Too much speed going into the turn, and Mansell bit the tires.
You okay? You've got tires all over me.
Again, Nigel found the wall.
Mechanical failures led to Mansell's worst finish of the season. After a dismal 20th place finish and losing the points lead, Newman Haas Racing got back on track at Michigan, not only locking out the front row with teammate Mario Andretti, but Mansell at one point in the race was a lap ahead of the whole field. The championship momentum only increased with another win at New Hampshire. While Newman Haas had the best oval setup, Team Penske had a much better road course one. Mansell knew this, and instead of trying to go for the win, he put all of his energy into just capturing points.
2 solo crashes and a contact with Willie T. Ribbs had Mansell and the team struggling to find the right setup for the race. Willie and Nigel had no hard feelings. Team manager Jim McGee kept Nigel focused over the radio, making sure he stayed within the limits of the car and finished the race. Al Unser Jr. put Nigel a lap down. As the car screamed past, Mansell fought to control the car and get out of the way of passing traffic. Then Ari Lyondike clipped Mansell's front wing. This was what Mansell had feared. Could another championship be slipping away?
Thank you, Paul Tracy. I think the front suspension's all broken.
Nigel brought the car in for repairs. When the work was complete, Nigel sped out of the pits, trying to get out in front of the pace car on the course that was now under yellow. But he didn't make it out in time, and his pass was deemed illegal. Back to the pits for a stop and go.
While Newman Haas had their moments, it paled in comparison to the way Team Penske's race ended. Paul Tracy was officially out of championship contention after slamming into the tires at Mid-Ohio. This left only Nigel Mansell and Emerson Fittipaldi left to duke it out for the title. The 15th race of the season at Nazareth would be the championship decider. Although Mansell qualified on the pole once again, he fell back as low as 4th early on.
After grabbing positions back from Bosell and Fittipaldi, Mansell moved in on Tracy. Like so many times before, he figured out how to work the track during the race. He learned lap after lap, and then dominated the field. Nigel had little competition after that, with Fittipaldi fading to 5th. The championship was his for the taking.
Good job, champ. What a deal. Emerson finished. Emerson finished 5th. You're the champ. You're the champ. Ah, fantastic! We've won the championship. Yes. You won it. You won it. Everybody has just done a fantastic job. I can't thank you enough. We've definitely won the championship as well, yeah. Hey, great job, guys.
His 1993 championship stats are this: 5 wins, 10 podiums, 7 poles, and an average finish of 6.3. While Nigel Mansell is mostly going to be remembered for his greatness in Formula 1, let's not forget that he is also an IndyCar champion. Now, if you're wondering how his title defense went in 1994, let me just say that is a much different story for another time. And once again, that'll do it for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time.